for a company, then you need to know about partitions and making this server pretty nice, all that RAID and stuff like that. So you need to make sure you know what you're doing with partitions. But at this point, like I say, we're just installing this to get our hands on servers. We're not too worried about it. So I'm going to pick my system right here, and whatever is in there, I'm just going to delete it because I don't want it. And I'll install server on it, and it tells you right now I have free space. Before I didn't have free space, so I'm gonna go ahead and install it on this drive 0 basically, and I'll just click next, and your server should start installing. It's pretty much automatic process after this. You just need to wait for this to finish up. And then at the end we will see our server will basically come up just like a normal operating system, but it's not going to be a domain controller yet. It's just going to be operating system with nothing, just a name and everything on it. Then we will install Active Directory, DHCP, DNS, and print services and all that. We are going to do all that cool stuff after the installation. Okay, once everything is done, it will restart. You can just click on that, and now we just need to wait for it to restart. There are some other things needs to be done. And now this time you notice that I'm not hitting F11 to start this machine from a bootable. I just want it to boot to hard drive now. So we have just installed our first server from USB, and now we just need to put some information out there. So this is your administrator account, built-in administrator account. We need to give it a good password, so let's go ahead and do that right now. So I'll put my password, and I'm just gonna go ahead and finish it. Alright, so that's the first screen, and it asks you to do all control delete, and the same password, you just need to type that in there. So this is the first screen from our server. It's just opening up. Server Manager will open up automatically. Remember guys, we kind of like went through this stuff in our Microsoft hands-on labs when I basically put the video out there that to do a warm-up. So basically when you went to that video and that lab, it was already built in. There was a domain controller already installed. There was an Active Directory already installed. Every single thing, almost everything was installed for you, right? At this point, this machine is a standalone server. It is not providing any services at this time. It's basically on its own right now. What we need to do is we need to create this as our main domain controller, and that's something we will discuss in the next video, and I'm going to show you guys how to get to that video right after this. But just before that, we just want to quickly go ahead and see what's going on with this server. This is a fresh server, so to find out what's the name of this server, you just need to right click on this little startup. I mean, that's pretty cool. They added this start thing. I really hated it when there was no start. Now you have the ability to do that, so you can right click on that, and we're gonna just go ahead and click on system. When you go to system, you will see your server memory right here, which is 4 GB 64-bit, and this is the type of name you get from Microsoft, and we will change this name, but we have to be very careful when we put it on domain because you can't change names after it. So it's going to be our domain controller. It's going to be something like corp.jobskillshare.org, or maybe some HQ. Whatever we want to give it a name, but we will plan that out in the next video. That's going to be little planning, and then we're going to come back here, and when we make it a domain controller, we will basically see more stuff over here. Before, if you go to that Microsoft lab, the free lab, you see Active Directory, DNS, DHCP. You see nothing over here when you install this as a network system administrator. You install this on your work environment. You will not see all that stuff. You have to create it. You have to plan it out, and that's what we're gonna do from scratch, so you guys have a good idea from hands-on, real world. When you see things, you learn better. Alright, so see you guys in a different video, but before that, I'm just gonna show you guys where to get to that video. Okay, so to get to this video right now, we basically did this part right here. Install 2012 R2 from a USB flash drive. We did that part. I just showed you guys. We did the installation, and you will see that video right here. It will be a YouTube video embedded in here. Okay, so you'll see that. Then this video, after this video, you will see create domain controller. This is where we need to do our little planning, where we will basically discuss our, let me just go back here and click right here. Basically, we will discuss this guy right here. So we already put a software on it. We operating system on this hardware right here. This is the hardware. We put the software operating system 2012 R2 on this machine, but it's not providing all these services right now. Remember, we are doing all this to manage all these systems right here: desktops, printers, remote desktop, laptops, providing security, routing, DHCP, DNS, all that stuff. We have to make this guy make it able to do all this stuff. We have to put it as a domain controller, and then we can do all this stuff from here. And that's the real skills that you want to learn as a server administrator. This is something that you need, and then we'll see you guys in a different video. Thank you for watching this video. Make sure you like this video, make sure you share this video, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Bye bye. We're getting ready for domain controller and all the installation, but as you guys can see, my monitor is messed up, so I'm not going to be recording it like this, and because it won't make any sense either, because everything is on the screen now. Now the physical part is over. We installed that. I wanted to show you guys this, but at this point it won't make any sense for me to record video directly on top of the screen, because then you guys can see everything clearly. So for doing that, to get it access from a different computer, you probably need to go to your settings, system settings, and go to remote settings, and you need to turn this guy on, allow remote connection. So if you're using XP, you probably have to uncheck it, but if you're using Windows 8, 7, this should be okay, and then you click OK. So just remember the IP address of your server. At this point, we're not changing any IP addresses or doing that. We're gonna go in details, but just to get started and for you to access it, you can do it that way. Just type the IP address in remote desktop connection from other computer, and you should be able to get into the server. And then what you need to do is to update it. So to update it, you go to search and just type updates. Yeah, you will see Windows updates right here. You click on that, and then you click on start running updates. So once that's over, you will see all the updates that it will look for. And so these are the basically updates. You can click on it and see what updates you will get, and just to see, you know, if there's a big update. So just click on the size here, and you will see this guy right here. It's pretty big, and you need this security, all these updates too, for your server to run properly and all that stuff. And you got some optionals one right here. If you want that, also you can add it. I mean, sometimes if you are in a production environment, you definitely want to test updates before you do anything, because you might have another extra server laying down there. You want to check these optional updates, because if it mess up something, then you have a big problem. So that's why, since we don't have anything to lose, this is just for testing, we're gonna go ahead and just get every single thing into the updates over here. Okay, so let's go ahead, and we will basically click on this important updates first, and we are going to go ahead and just get every single thing into the updates over here. Okay, so let's go ahead, and we will basically click on this important updates first, and we will basically click on this important updates first, and we will basically click on this important updates first, and we will basically click on this important updates first, and we will basically click on this important updates first, and we will basically click on this important updates first, and we will basically click on this important updates first, and we will basically click on this important updates first, and we will basically click on this important updates first, and we will basically click on this important updates first, and we will basically click on this important updates first, and we will basically click on this important updates first, and we will basically click on this important updates first, and we will basically click on this important updates first, and we will basically click on this important updates first, and we will basically click on this important updates first, and we will basically click on this important updates first, and we will basically click on this important updates first, and we will basically click on this important updates first, and we will bas we are going to click on install, and that's 700 MB updates, and that's gonna take a little time. So once this is over, we will start our domain controller stuff after this. Thank you. Then you have a big problem. So that's why, since we don't have anything to lose, this is just for testing, we're gonna go ahead and just get every single thing into the updates over here. Okay, so let's go ahead and we will basically click on this important updates first, and we are going to click on install, and that's 700 MB updates, and that's gonna take a little time. So once this is over, we will start our domain controller stuff after this. Thank you.